Greetings, come sit down and join me. Let me tell you a little about myself. My name is ElizabethFreeman, but I'm also known as Mom Bet. I was born in Claverack, New York in 1742. My parents were enslaved, making me enslaved as well. But I never really knew my parents. When I was only 6 months old, my sister Lizzie and I were sold to John Ashley of Sheffield, Massachusetts. I worked for him until I was nearly 40 years old. Aside from being a slave, I was a midwife, herbalist, and a servant. I was also a mother and a wife. I had a daughter named Betsy, but people called her Little Bet. I was married, but my husband was killed during the war. I was very tired of being a slave. The Ashley family was not very kind at all. One day in the year 1780, Mrs. Hannah Ashley struck at Betsy with a heated kitchen shovel, but I shielded her and took the blow instead, receiving a deep wound in my arm. After that, I left the Ashley house and refused to return. Being a slave was a terrible experience, but one day in the Ashley house, I heard the words, "All men are born free and equal and have certain natural, essential, and unalienable rights. In fine, that of seeking and obtaining their safety and happiness." Those words were from the Massachusetts Constitution. At that moment, I thought that if all men are born free and equal, then those rules must apply to me as well. So, another friend of mine named Brom took this case to my good friend Theodore Sedgwick, a Stockbridge attorney and abolitionist. He agreed to take our case to court. This case was known as Brom and Bet versus Ashley. The court was in favor of Brom and I and decided that we were no longer property of John Ashley, and we were set free. After becoming free, I became the first slave in Massachusetts to sue for my freedom. Now that I was free, I changed my name from Mom Bet to ElizabethFreeman. Becoming free was not easy, but it sure was worth it.